Welcome to Ask and Learn.
Okay, for number 21, we have a list of nouns, and we've got to make a graph that link all the ones that are similar in meaning. Okay, now I wrote down all these, and I wrote them down, and I kind of organized them as I went, because we're going to have different areas are going to be heavily interconnected. You'll notice that the topics are basically geological things, right? Rocks and whatnot. And then we have down here, we have our different types of music, okay? And I'm gonna put this guy over here. We have a couple that, these are two types of dance, by the way, if you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put folk right here because folk could be a dance. Folk dance is a type of dance, right? Okay, so in order to make this work, we're gonna have to connect each one of these with an undirected line, which is gonna be a lot of lines, but I think we can make it work. Okay, and you know what? In order to make it so that this fits a little bit better, I'll shrink it down a wee bit. Okay. All right, so we are going to start off by organizing this one. All these different types of rock all have sort of similar meanings, so they all need an undirected line. I think that probably would be better off putting these a little higher up. Okay. Well, let's give it a try. It's going to be a lot of lines. Rock gravel, rock granite, rock pebbles, rock sand, rock marble, rock boulder, rock limestone, rock pumice, rock slate, rock shale. Okay, these all go to rock. Next one, shale to gravel, shale to granite, shale to pebbles, shale to sand, shale to marble, shale to boulder, shale to limestone, shale to pumice, shale to slate. See where we're going with this one? Now, eventually, we're going to reach a point where lots of these have already been done. But if we do them in order, we should be able to sort of keep some semblance. Now, if you want to get out a ruler for this, it'd be a great time for a ruler. Unfortunately, I will just draw it freehand. All right, can you sort of see the pattern here? We got a lot of these that are interconnecting. And that one's gonna have to be a little wonky. And marble, all the way, oh, we need to go down for marble. And that's not actually marble, it goes over marble. All right, sand, looks like we got all of them except for these guys. And this one has this. And we gotta get one over here. And at this point, we have got, I believe, all of those interconnected. Nice web there, right? Okay, I'm gonna change colors just to be creative here. And let's do the same thing over here. This is gonna be much easier. This one's gonna end up looking like a star. Okay, and then these two just kind of have a back and forth. I guess I'll make that one black. Okay, but then now how do these ones interconnect? I'm gonna go ahead and use blue for this interconnection thing. Rock is also a type of music. So this vertex right here is gonna have to connect to all these different ones over here. And I'm not gonna go all the way crisscross all over the place. I'm gonna have to do it maybe like this. And now I can take rock and I can connect it with each one of these. I'm going to move the word out of the way, though. Oops. Just up a little bit. Now, these aren't really the exact same, but they're similar to types of music. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for each one of them. Okay, and rock is not a type of dance. These are just two types of dance. Is there anything else that these relate to? Oh yeah, the folk issue. So folk, there's a whole world of dance called folk dance, right? That would include contour dancing and other ethnic dances from the Americas, as well as things like flamenco and fun stuff like that. I'm not even a dance expert. If you're a dance major, you can definitely come up with a bunch of these. But we're going to have to hook these up here with folk. So, okay, so now, any other types of dance, any other types of rock or geological stuff? These are all geological. You can't do the pebbles dance, can you? Well, I don't know. I don't think you really can. All right. I think this delightful thing is our final product. Thanks for bearing with me on this one.